Yeah, people, big up on yourself. Welcome back to another edition of the Reggae Boyz Weekly. The first morning session, people. First time we ever go live in our early hours of the morning. So big up on yourself. This show was supposed to be done from over the weekend. However, both did get busy. So we decided to, today, early morning, today what, Tuesday? Both is a Saturday. Today, Tuesday morning, we roll up on the Reggae Boyz Weekly. In today's show, we'll be giving our reaction to the 23-man squad that was selected to face off against the United States of America in the Concacaf Nations League quarterfinal. The games will be played at the National Stadium, and one will be played away from home in St. Louis, Missouri. So we're really looking forward to the games coming up for the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. They kind of big up yourself. Where are you?
I'm there, bro. Finally,
Yes,
I get to go. You've been a pest me for this morning show. So finally, I get to do it,
yes, sir. Your place no bet on the team yet?
Which team that?
America.
I'm not a. Yeah, I hear that bet pouch America. I'm not a
You be
betting
man
man.
here the place bet on them. a joke,
I'm not a betting
people.
man anymore, though. Some of my dog them all well want to go a match because them all want to for the system. And them have them phone ready for any situation. Them place a bit quick and fast. Try beat the app. Them way there. But yeah, bro.
Star Boys, big up yourself. Him said start now to us. Bertha said we all are seeing that about him now. Remember a speed get him. Young Cryptic, big up yourself. One gunners never few. Yeah, man. People, once again, before we get the show started, we could just get it out to some more people. Just go ahead and smash that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, and leave your thoughts below. Or leave your thoughts in the comment section. I get me, I say, so go on and smash up that like button, people, before we get the show started. Not much to recap over the Premier League weekend. Arsenal did draw. I guess it was a fair result in terms of how the game was played. In the dying moments, Arsenal did have a chance to get the go-ahead goal to win the game. However, Trossard kind of took it off Havertz and whatever the case is. But, throughout the first half, second half, it was just a balanced game for me. What do you think about that game then?
It was an unexpected performance from Chelsea. I expect them to perform that way at home, especially the way how them are move right now. And they're going to be a good team for sure. You can definitely see that. But Arsenal just needed to win this game, and I think we got the better chances to score. We scored inside the box; they scored outside. That just goes to show the expected goals. Like we should have won that game, but. I just one of them things, bro. It's a solid team. Them are go far. I think if them keep them players fit, them will go top 4. And eventually them keep this team together, them will start challenging after Man City thing fade away. And so yeah, Premier League get nice again. I like to see the league like this. It's better this way with all the teams up there. But still not take Liverpool serious because I same so we used to run with it. And I think football is just a game of you get what you gonna deserve. And I don't think Liverpool will deserve to win this league based off what they did in the summer. So it will eventually trickle down, and in the latter stages, them will go fumble in my eyes. So, yeah, bro, I could just watch Man City. Right now, I look more fan City than I am on Liverpool because I'm more confident of Liverpool fumbling. You see me? So, I could see it go.
Yeah, and I think with Liverpool as well, they make a good point in terms of them not really being active in the summer transfer window. I think it will affect them. It's a 38-game season. They're playing in the Champions League, FA Cup, all these different types of competitions, so it will catch up on them in terms of fatigue and the lack of rotation. I mean, listen, if Liverpool is supposed to stay injury-free and have like good fitness across the season, then maybe them can win the Premier League, But more than likely, them will have 1 and 2 injuries and whatever the case is, But I mean, listen, for banter purposes, people cuss Arsenal and whatever the case is, but 9 points, it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal go on a local run of games and win the next 5 games. Arsenal at the Prem, Liverpool get a draw, drop, lose a game. That's 4 points already. You get me? I say, and I've seen seasons in which City go on to win the title and Liverpool they are 12 points ahead of City, and you see me, them start fumble. So yeah, I'm gonna have a discussion with somebody yesterday. I say, yo, a lot of the times when City win the Premier, it's not so much the case that City was just better than everybody else. Sometimes teams just mess up and end up drop points and give City the run for the trophy. You get me? I say, and Liverpool over the years they've done that a few times. United did win over the weekend. Or 3-0 victory. Was a 3-0 victory? Yeah. So not a bad game. big up to United and the new coach, Fordine, Ruben Amorim. But people, listen, we have nothing to talk about today now because I said a coach there. And I guess I'm going to refer to him as Punk Steve McLaren for now, you know. He has been doing some really punkish things. I'm not really like it, and I'm going to call out some people too. More so, you know, whether it's traditional media or YouTubers, because I now feel like the people that ask the coach the right question. I think that Steve McLaren is getting away with murder in terms of some of the things that he's saying in these respective press conferences. I'm just sorry I said them not send me a link for some of them press conference of people, because not that would have sabotage the press conference, but would I really ask some pressing questions as it goes with the name 433 presser, you know, have to press the pressing issues. And McLaren once again is getting away with murder, and a lot of these guys, you know, whether on YouTube or traditional media, they're just not asking the right questions. You know, Steve McLaren is saying some things in these press conferences, and he's not getting a pushback from these respective journalists. Well, not journalists, but respective YouTubers or, you know, journalists from traditional media. So we're going to give our squad reaction, talk about Steve McLaren and his hypocrisy at the national team. Also, we're going to give you some updates on Mason Greenwood, and we're going to go over some clips, play some clips from the press conference, some of the most important things from the press conference, kind of cut them up, and we're going to have a small discussion surrounding them. However, before I do that, let me just play the intro for you guys.
It's time to rise up. Stand and take your place. Rise up.
Shine like the sun.
Rise up, rise up.
Your journey has just begun. Rise up,
Rise up.
stand like the rain.
Oh, yeah.
Rule your destiny. Be the best that you can be.
You know we start from the bottom and we reach right over the top. No matter where you do, you know say that we can't stop. We stand up and salute down to the yellow, the green, the black. And make them know.
And once again, people, stick around at the end of the show for the star of the week. And before we even go further, people, just go ahead and smash that like button, people. Hit that subscribe button. Gunners Boss, determine, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. So first of all, I'm going to get into the squad that was selected for the upcoming games against the United States of America, both home and away. So this is the Reggae Boyz 23-man squad. Goalkeepers Andre Blake, Jamali Waite, Shaquan Davis. Defenders consist of Dexter Lembikisa, Tavon Gray, Damian Lowe, Mason Holgate, Ethan Pinnock, Richard King, Deshaun Bernard, Amari Bell, Greg Lee. Midfielders, Joel Latibodier, Isaac Hayden, Karai Anderson, Casey Palmer, Tariq McGee, and the forwards consist of Leon Bailey. He's returning to the national team, obviously. Kaheem Dixon, Shamar Nicholson, Romario Williams, Demarai Gray, Ronaldo Cephas, and Mikel Antonio. So that is the 23-man squad that will face off against the US men's national team. The first game will be played this upcoming Thursday at the National Stadium. Was that the 14th? And then the second game will be played on the 18th. They kind of waiting about a 23-man squad.
Solid. But I think it's not only about the squad. Like, if you look at the specifics, then both teams are missing players for a variety of different reasons. So USA, they're missing players due to injury. They might even have yellow card suspension, just like how we have them. So we know that we're not going to have Mikel Antonio for this game, yellow card suspension. I've been hearing about Ethan Pinnock potentially missing that game. So if we are missing those two players, and this is a totally different Jamaica team, and if we are miss Mikel Antonio, yeah, we can move forward with that. But if we are miss Ethan Pinnock, then I'm not confident. See? So the squad overall is not a bad squad, but when you look at the specifics and who are going to be available, especially for that first game, then it looked like a rocky road going forward. But not a bad squad. However, there are some picks that really should not be there, which we have to get into. And not that they should not be there because we are bad players or anything. They just should not be there because other players should be there, right? John Russell should make this team. He has been on fine form, right? The reason why Steve McClaren said that he left out John Russell in the last window was because he was not having any minutes, right? So he was not having any minutes, and he said the moment he has minutes, he'll reassess. Now, since that time, John Russell has not only had minutes. John Russell has had multiple man of the match performances consistently from that period of time up till now, right? Bare wicket scores pan fat map and every look at those performances, right? He has been hitting consistent performances, 2 goals, 1 assist in that entire period. He is Jamaica's most on-form midfielder, right? And you do not call the man. Now, to me, yeah, that's basically you're being a hypocrite here, because you look on the man and you look on us as media and told us that he can't get selected because he not get minutes. And you did the same thing for Michael Hector as well. Those are the 2 players that you're saying are select because they not get minutes. Now, since then, this guy has not only had minutes, but he's had killer performances, carrying Barnes, right? And he stepped up. He's even won the player of the month for Barnsley, right? He's won the player of the month. Zeelan is in contention for the player of the month for the entire league. Now, you have an unformed midfielder in a team that is struggling in the midfield, and you decide, now again, put up the squad, right? Because this is not a bash on Caray Anderson. What has Caray Anderson done in that period of time that John Russell could not take his spot in the team? Caray Anderson is not starting football matches. He's not getting valuable minutes. His performances have been nowhere near what John Russell's performances have been. And in this national team, they would basically play the same position, right? And I would argue that John Russell would play even better in this system than a Caray Anderson, because he's more of a double pivot than Caray Anderson. He's older, he's more experienced. Now, with all of that interplay, his age, his experience, his form, his goals, you need someone like that, even if you're not going to start him, because Caray Anderson is not a starter, but he's someone that you're going to draw for to put on if there's an injury, if you need to make a tactical change. And in any way that you want to look at it, this unformed 24-year-old midfielder, right, should be making the team. He has aerial prowess, something that we lack from midfield. He has late runs when he can make. If you swing a ball in him, can make a late run, he can buck in the ball. He's a threat from corners. He can help you in both boxes, right? So with all things considered, there's no way Caray Anderson should have made this selection. Now, a lot of people want to talk about Hayden. Everybody know my thought on Hayden already, right? I don't know.
Before I continue, it's not for stop, but
yeah.
Let me just add something to what you say. Just bring out this one screen. You talk about him being more of a DM than Caray Anderson. If you look at his last 4 games, right? Or last 4 games for Barnsley, he has played 2 times in that DM position. 1 time as a central midfielder and 1 time as a attacking midfielder. And from the DM position, got 1 assist and 1 goal as well. You get me, I say? So I'm just add to your point that he's more of a DM than Caray Anderson.
Exactly.
You can continue.
And this is what more to talk about with Young Cryptic. Even if you're saying Caray Anderson has started the last 11 games, so I go fact check that. But at the end of the day, when you look at his performances, he has not even been starting in the position that he has been called up to play. So he has been playing more wide midfield, not so presser. Mm-hmm. He has been playing more off the right. I don't know if them not a winger or something, but he has been playing more from the wide midfield, and his performances have not been good from that position. He's been played out of position for both club and country, right? Now, again, this is not me bashing Caray Anderson, because I rate him for committing this early to the national team as a British-based boy, and I want to see him develop and go and grow in this team. But at the end of the day, you cannot have a midfielder like that who's performing like that right now, and you don't call him. And to me, the only person you could take out of that lineup is Caray Anderson, right? You have to bring John Russell. Even if you're not going to start, you have to bring him, bro. Because then what is this national team setup going to be? You cannot be, and the thing is, Gunners boss said this isn't right, and fans, new media or media outlets, fans want to pick the national team. We don't want to pick the national team. That is false. And we will take you on that, Gunners boss. The thing is, we are holding him accountable to the same logic that he has set in the past. You say a player now get minutes, he now get selected. then why are some players when I get minutes I get selected? It's that simple. Nobody now pick a squad. We're not asked to pick the squad. Obviously, we are not coaches. But if you lay out a foundation as the way you want to select this national team going forward, you are going to look hypocritical if you do not follow that. And if you have preferences and if you go against your word basically, which is what he's doing with John Russell, who is a more unformed midfielder in this national team setup right now than John Russell. Pull up back this. See? Joel Latibodier is not a midfielder and play right back team club. Isaac Hayden now playing no football. Karen Anderson is not unformed. Casey Palmer has been okay. And Tariq Magee, since him last call up, you barely hear a lot about him, but he deserved the call up. See? So out of all of those players, which one of them are unformed? And you're going into a quarter-final game with a midfielder that throughout the entirety of his career has never been on this high before. Zine, you are familiar with him, so you can't talk like some other players like say he's not familiar with those players. He is familiar with John Russell. Because him look John Russell in the eye and tell him, say, I'm taking you out of the squad for the last period because you're not getting the minutes. So when you get minutes, we'll reassess. Now, to me, it have to be a case that him now watch John Russell. Him now track him. Him just tell him that because he didn't want to fit somebody else on the squad and take him out. And that was a good excuse at the time. But if he was really following him, like he said that he was going to follow him to see if he gets minutes and if he's getting performances. Remember, Karen Anderson playing at the same league, you know? So if Karen Anderson playing in the same league as John Russell is having lackluster performances and John Russell has stepped up and is outperforming him for the entirety of almost a month, and they would really play the same role in this national team setup, then it's an easy switch that. You look on Karen Anderson and you tell him, just like what you could have told John Russell, Zim, your performances have not been up to scratch. This is an unformed player. You have to play for your spot. And nothing is wrong with that. Be fair. Nobody now say, nobody, we're not asked to select no squad. But if you start something based on a certain precedent, you have to continue that precedent throughout. And he has not done that. So it can be seen as hypocritical. Go through, person.
Well, it's not that it can be seen as hypocritical people. It is hypocritical, and this is why, you know, in terms of some of the journalists, them and some of the respective YouTubers, them, you know, sometimes McLaren says certain stuff in our previous press conferences, and when there's a press conference, like say tomorrow or whatever the case is, and him says something else, we'll go against him word. Nobody not really pick up on that and kind of, you know, push back against him and ask him a question to try to hold him accountable. And I think that McLaren has been getting away with a lot of stuff in terms of his responses to certain questions and people not having a follow-up question to some of his responses. You get me? And again, people, you know, the last press conference was held via Zoom. You know, Dickany was there, but he never get to ask a question. And I know him did have some good questions to ask McLaren and kind of try to hold him accountable. But again, people, I'm going to say it on YouTube. Steve McLaren is a big liar boy. I'm telling the people. Again, you cannot say that players need to be playing minutes, but yet still, you're selecting a player like Even and Isaac Hayden. Now, my problem with Even, for me, let me just say this. My problem with the Isaac Hayden selection is not so much about the talent, people. It's more so there's no clarity surrounding the selection as to what is the justification of his selection and the reason as to why that John Russell didn't get selected. Now, he did answer the John Russell question. You know, Jason gonna pose that question to him about John Russell. But before me even get into playing the clips again, once again, this is the 23-man squad. In terms of my opinion on the squad, I like the squad. There are two players in particular I like that. Well, three players in particular that I like who got a call again. Tariq Magee, Romario Williams, and Tavon Gray. Reason being, I felt like they performed in the last international window, and I think many individuals will agree with that stance, especially Williams and Tavon Gray. Overall, it's a good squad. Amari Bell gets back into the squad. Good addition. Wasn't in the last break due to injury. Ethan Pinnock, I'm hearing some, you know, news that, you know, Ethan Pinnock will be out, and I'm hearing from credible sources as well, people, right? So I'm hearing news that he will be out for this game more than likely. Yes, I mean, I say. But the midfield for me, people, is the weak link. I think John Russell would have definitely been a good addition. In terms of defenders, 1-2 minute defenders for me. I think we could have left a centre back, and it would have been Richard King for me. And reason being, you know, if you want to change the shape of a game, you're not really looking to bring another defender. And if anything, you still have one defender on the bench in Deshaun Bernard, who you know, can come on or whatever the case is. Or if you want to shore up a game, you know, you can still bring on other players, but just one too many centre backs for me. But seeing that Ethan Pinnock is out right now, or it looks like he's going to be out, then I guess it was the right call to bring so many defenders. You get me, I say? But definitely, even if I'm not King a drop, somebody's could get dropped from the squad of people. Big man thing. You see me, I say? Just to facilitate a John Russell. Now, in terms of this press conference that was held, well, I don't remember where it was held, but Zoom. In terms of this press conference, right, people? Steve McClaren was basically asked some questions, and I did clip out some parts. One about Ravel Morrison, Jay Taylor from Sports Blem asked a question about Isaac Hayden. There's a Mason Greenwood update. He spoke about John Russell, and there's this Isaac Hayden section as well. So let me just play the first one, and then we can get into that. But once again, people, before we continue the show, just go ahead and smash up that like button, people, hit that subscribe button as well, and leave your thoughts as we go along. So this is the first clip.
Isaac Hayden, who I think the JFF have been chasing for quite some time. I've had 2 or 3 calls with him since I took the job. He's desperate to play. He's at that stage in his career where he needs to kick on, and this is one of the ways that he can. He's at Newcastle at the present moment. He needs to find a club. But he's training, working hard, keeping fit, playing games. And it's great that we got the passport through for him. He visited Jamaica personally himself to be available. So he made that commitment. And I think it's best he comes in now rather than waiting for March just to get used to the group and us to get used to him. So he will be a welcome addition to our squad. In terms of a genuine number 6 who's played at the highest level in that position, he's an ideal candidate for us. So I'm pleased that we've got him.
Now, in terms of what I just played, people, my issue with that is, for when he used the word desperate. Now, obviously, he's desperate because he's not playing any football at this moment in time. And for one, Steve McClaren said something in which he didn't get a pushback about him playing games. No, that is a bold lie to us as Reggae Boyz fans. Isaac Hayden is not playing any games at this moment in time. Maybe he's training, but in terms of, games, in terms of playing in competitive matches or whatever the case is, the last record shown, it showed that Isaac Hayden played October 1st for the Newcastle reserves. You know what I'm saying? So again, in terms of Steve McClaren saying that he's playing games, that is not true. Before October 1st, the last time he played was back in May when the season ended, and he was with Queen's Park Rangers. I get me, I say. So this is the problem I have in terms of Steve McClaren not getting a pushback with some of the things that he's saying. And once again, he's talking about the fact that players essentially need to be playing games. And as I said, they can talk about Michael Hector and John Russell in the last break, saying that them kind of need to have a club and them need to play games and whatever the case is. And here's Isaac Hayden, who shows up in the national team, and this is where I'm gonna start calling out people as well, because they have enough people on YouTube who they go around and they talk about the fact that you can't use the national team to sell players from the JPL or whatever the case is. You can't use the national team to facilitate players to get a move overseas. But here it is that you have a foreign national in Isaac Hayden, who, yes, he has a club, but essentially he's clubless. He doesn't have a future at Newcastle. And we're using the national team as a way to facilitate a move for Isaac Hayden to get a club in January. And I'm not happy with that. The same way we can't put Dixon them at the team, the same way we couldn't put certain other man at the team from JPL, like Adrian Reid and them people, because the national team is being used as a platform to sell them. Then why are we putting Isaac Hayden in the team? Someone don't want the local ball them getting at the team because they say, we don't use the team to sell them. But here's Isaac Hayden, an England reject, right? Somebody who's no longer wanted by Newcastle, and he's in the national team. No, I'm not unhappy with him being in the national team per se, because I know the talent of the player. But again, these YouTubers and these legacy or these traditional media journalists are fronting them upon them. Not ask Steve McClaren no good question in terms of giving him a pushback in terms of previous things that he said. And he's a big hypocrite and he's a liar as well, people. You get me? Because Isaac Hayden is not playing no games at this moment in time. The last game he played was October 1st. And that's basically a month ago. You get me? Because we're in November now, November 12th. You get me? They kind of, what have you said about that clip there?
Yeah,
Eddie, which games Eddie are talking about? The last game he played was October 1st. So you're telling me that we're selecting an individual Eddie, me not get a comment. Me not get a comment, Eddie. I'm looking at what is on Google. I'm looking at what is on different football sites, Eddie. And if me not see him playing a game since recently, and the last game he played was October 1st, then I'm holding it to the fact that he played October 1st. Got you?
Yeah, so when I really get 100% where you come from. It's like you want to take one angle, but then you say you want to take another.
No, listen. My thing with Isaac Hayden, I don't have a problem with him being in the national team, but whoever is responsible for putting him in the national team, would I like if them did provide a justification as to why he's in the national team. I get me, say, because we know that the midfield is that bad to the point where we could have used Isaac Hayden based off him talent. But Steve McClaren, who's responsible for picking him, you know, the people them then at the press conference, them now ask him a question for him provide a justification as to why he's in the national team. I get me, say.
And to be fair to the people, 47 people in the press conference, bro.
Yeah, but if the press conference was much of the question,
more raise my hand and I can't see the raise and signal. You see me? And him only there to take a certain amount of people. So out of the 47, maybe all 6 people get asked questions. So I don't think that would be a good reflection of the entirety of the people that were there. It's just who did get a chance to talk on the day. You see me? But generally, you don't know how I feel about Isaac Hayden already. I don't really like him, but him there. So based on the fact that he's here, Jamaica midfield is just crap, dog. And I think his selection is just a testament to that. We're not a defensive midfielder. Done. Simple. Eat that. Lati is not a midfielder. And I him we are playing I6. Low is not a midfielder. And I him we are playing I6. I have, brother, years now, me I watch Jamaica, I'm going to see them with a defensive midfielder, brother. From Haka to Lambert. Them they had last 2 defensive midfield I'm going to play for Jamaica, brother. Haka and Lambert. You see me? Apart from that, we don't have none. And even if he might play in the reserves at Newcastle, Whisper was playing in the reserves when we call him. So it's not as if this isn't something that we've seen before. Dixon are playing our reserves in our League One team, I would call him.
Yeah, but you see the difference with Dixon and Whisper? They played multiple games for their respective teams. I get me, I say, whereas Isaac Hayden, it is documented that Kaheem Dixon and Whisper played multiple games for their respective teams. The last documentation of a game for Isaac Hayden was the 1st of October. So, I respect Eddie and say, but I not go by what Eddie has about him play games, but in a documented it. Well, I can't take a word for it if I'm not seeing a proof. I just go off a word say Eddie say him play games. I want to see proof of Isaac Hayden playing games for the Newcastle reserves. So unless somebody present that to me, if not, I'm not gonna believe it. You see me? Because we can say Whisper play multiple games for Chelsea. We can see Kaheem Dixon play not a handful of games, but few games for Charlton Athletic. But the last time Isaac Hayden played a game that was documented was the 1st of October. You see me, I say?
But yeah, bro, that all in all, I don't really have a problem. Like, not saying I have a problem with Hayden, but yeah, in there, and that's it. Nothing ever change the facts in there. So based off that, I don't have a problem with this selection because Jamaica really not no 6. You see me? I really John Russell, but they have for different. You see, because ain't no way John Russell is supposed to get called up, bro. Hayden is going to improve the team. Whether I want him here or not, the fact that I'm there here, that not gonna change. And the fact that he is here means that he's going to improve the team. Like what the coach says, a natural 6. He's played at the highest level. Maybe not playing there now. And you need someone with that experience in these upcoming games that are around the corner. So, based off that, all right. You see, if we did have some other players, we could have played 6 and it wasn't an issue. And enforcing him, then we would have more of an issue with it. But you see, because we really not have nothing that. And the defensive midfield position is just so lacking. We don't have a progressor. Lati is very good defensively in that position and positionally, but he can't take the ball and turn. He can't pass forward. Once he get the ball, go back where it come from or go sideways. So, from that perspective, whatever. Just play Hayden. If he perform, kudos to McLaren. If he don't perform, then we are going to make 20 videos this month. I never want him in the first place.
People, listen. Right? Nobody is going.
Hold on 1 second. And even Steve McClaren himself said it that if he don't perform, we are helping him or help we basically. So Steve McClaren said, we can help him to get him on the platform. You're going to play against the United States. Rise your stock a little bit more. And if you perform well, teams will look at you. But you have to also help we, because if you perform well, that means you have a high chance of winning that game against the United States. You see? And that is a risk that he's willing to take to bring the player in to see what he does. Because he did mention that, yes, we want to go far in this Nations League, but the World Cup qualification is where we're at. And then he didn't really say that he's using this to prepare, but he's willing to take that risk now to see what happens instead of do it when we have a World Cup qualifier. So with that notion, I don't have a problem with it. You see me? Like, if Jamaica did have anybody else, then okay, but we don't. We don't want him here, but we need him. We're going to say it like that. I don't want him, but we need him. If him perform, clap him. If him don't perform, me I go diss him. And me I tell him from now. So that is how we see the Isaac Hayden situation.
People, once again, nobody's attacking Isaac Hayden. None of we know fought for Isaac Hayden. And the coach may go for get messy because he's a liar. You know, he's a big liar, as Jamaicans would say. So I'm not go for Isaac Hayden now, and whatever the case, or him not playing games, or the games not being documented. It's just that Steve McClaren, to me, you know, him say that you need to be playing games. There's no evidence, you know. Listen, at 2024 we live now. You know, if you play a game, it will be documented, right? So I'm not go by Eddie word say Isaac Hayden is playing any games. You get me? I say, if he's playing for Newcastle reserves, why is it that it was documented that the last game was the 1st of October and we haven't seen any other games since then? So again, Steve McClaren for me is a big liar boy that is coaching the national team, you know, and that's what I'm saying to the people, because he's not playing any games. I'm not go by Eddie word. You see what I say? But we can move on still. I could go to John Russell.
I had my eyes on him, watching him, tracking him play. Jonathan Russell, you know, how far was he from getting into this team, and what are your overall thoughts on him? I know you got to see him in one camp so far. Can you just speak a little bit about that player?
Yeah, it's funny you should say that, and I'm going to speak to John, because he was involved in the first camp. I spoke to him before the last camp, and I said I keep an eye on him, and he wasn't playing at the time. I have a very good friend in the UK who's a Barnsley supporter, and he phoned me up, and I met him, and enthusiastically talking about John Russell. Say since he's come back into the team, he's been a revelation for Barnsley. So he's certainly one that we've got in our radar, and certainly one that we're thinking about, and he's on our list, and he's someone who we can consider in the future. So that's another I need to pick up after this camp and really look at closely.
So, and one thing that goes to show specifically that he was not looking at him closely. You see me? And at that, you see the last part, the way him say, that pissed me off, brother. Because you're a hypocrite, brother. You tell the man, say, you're out of the team, you need minutes. You tell the man, say, you're going to be watching him. And that you tell the man in a dog. You tell the man, say, you're going to be watching him, and you're going to watch him closely, and if him improve, him have a chance. But yet still, him improve drastically. I don't think him have a better period this season than the period where him have. And yet still, you did not know that. You depend on a friend that is a fan of Barnes if you call you and tell you that. And now, when your friend tell you that and you realize you're not select him, now is when you are going to decide, say you need to start watching this player closely. You waste the call up there, brother. You waste the call up there, dog. Because the man have a perfect, brilliant season. You tell him, say you go watch him. And you don't watch him. See? You don't watch him when he's supposed to get called up. No, what you going to do now? No, you have to start watching. And now the man forget call up. Carry on the same, not for the NI team over a man, brother. No time. Carry on has not had a good performance for the Reggae Boyz in almost a year. And me not diss him, I just facts. Me rate the youth. You see me? Him but him have the experience, him not have a whole lot as yet. So come on, bro. You need to watch the players. What you do? What are you doing? And that's a good question where Cranky asked the man as well. What are you doing when Jamaica is not playing football? It's not hard to track the pool of players that you have. You
still up on wide scope, but you still never pick up on the man. And the man exactly.
You see, you watch somebody. Because him now watching, him just tell John Russell that as an excuse to get him out of the team. He never have any intention of watching him.
And this is why I say people need to start hold the coach accountable, because he might go say, oh, you know, him dep on radar and as somebody we have to go pick up in a pick up on in the future. So let me ask you this question, coach. If Shamar Nicholson did go back to Russia and him that banging 10 goals, you have to say, no, you wouldn't watch him to the extent that you would have known so the man are banging 10 goals. So everybody would have depend on YouTube and say, well, Shamar Nicholson just banging 10 goals in the period where him did out at the national team. You get me? I say, and him not get a selection. So them type of things I say, yo, people now ask him no question or no pushback question surrounding the absence of some of these players. You get me? I say, and I'm not happy with the exclusion of John Russell because I'm going to talk about, somebody on radar. If the man was on your radar and you were watching him, you'd have seen that in the last couple of games for his club, Barnsley. He has had wonderful performances, and in those 4 games, he has played attacking midfield, central midfield, and 2 times as a defensive midfield player, and he has scored 1 goal in the defensive midfield position, 1 goal, and he got 1 assist as well. You get me? I say, Eddie Gona say you can't force the coach to rate a baller. Suppose Matt narrate him.
Brother, they a good coach fitting best players and on-farm players and a club footballist, brother. Country footballist. And Jamaica on a specific system where you go look on and say, yeah man, we play this sort of way so this player now we can make it in. The man fit the stay, the man forget Carl Eddie, brother. The man where Carry Anderson fit the system, yeah? What in this system and in the past Fortune system, Punk Algrim's system. Carry Anderson not fitting on none of them. Carry Anderson, the position that we have been playing Carry Anderson in, he has not been playing well. That means he's not a good player. But we have not even seen John Russell get a chance tonight. And this is an unformed player. Unformed players, you fit them in the team. You find ways to get some more to unformed players. Because unformed players will win your football matches. Unformed players will be the difference. What is the point of having a player that has been lackluster? Both for club and country in Carey Anderson. When you have someone that you have not given him a proper chance for country. And he's been performing so well for club. Take the risk and take. It's not even a risk. It is a no-brainer. Look at France. France have a plethora of talent, but yet still pick players off a farm. Them still pick players. If you want to say on farm, you get a call up. Look on Portugal. Up to what you look on Portugal and you look on Portugal the same plethora of talent. And you see some new faces. Nuno Tavares. Them man they far from Portugal team. When him play for Arsenal. But the man they Lazio. And the man have 8 assists in a 8 game, but guess what? Portugal have to call him time on farm. Even if you now go start over Nuno Mendes, them have to call him because an on farm left wing back player this. You see me? Come on,
yo, again, Eddie.
Find a way for bombard the man and put him in his side then.
Yeah, man, I say the corner. Eddie, me rate Eddie, but me not agree with it to the Eddie. You get me? I say again, the man say you need to play games today in the national team. Isaac Hayden is not playing any games. So how is it that you have 1 man to go back? And him say, and when the man start playing games, you take a look at him. So the man start playing games and the man still never take a look at him. You get me? I say, Eddie, so now come tell me about the man and Ray. Because on one hand, he say,
tell him that. Be truthful. Be true. Just tell him and say, yo, I'm going to rate you. Well, I know the coach not going to say that. But
because just on one hand, he might go say, yo.
But don't tell the man and the media, say the reason why you take the man out is that kind of minutes. And when he finally get minutes and he finally a perform, you know, select the man.
And then he might go pick a man. He might go pick a man. And then after that, he might go pick a man. He might go pick a man who actually not get no minutes. You get me? I say?
Exactly, brother.
Eddie, you can't justify the selection, Eddie, with Isaac Hayden. You can't justify the coach's selection of Isaac Hayden, but not see where we are forward from with John Russell. Enough people that call out for John Russell. You have more man on YouTube who try to play them compared to Marion Gardner and Steve McClaren. You get me? I say? Man, I buy the John Russell exclusion, bad man. The man has had wonderful games in the period of time that he was since he get back in the Barnsley team. People, look at the start of the season for John Russell. The man literally never played no game, people. I must see 1 game. Before him start getting run a game, the man played 3 minutes now when I game them. 3 minutes. Before that, the man not played nada, people. Zero.
And he was rightfully left out. Not true. Rightfully left out at the last week.
Because the man never played nothing.
And now playing a minute.
The man never played FIFA on PS4, brother. So and again, people, you talk about the defensive midfield position. The man get 1 goal and 1 assist in that position since the run of 4 games for Barnsley. Get me? I say, look at these match ratings: 8.1, right? 7.9, 7.8, 7.6, and I think the last game as well. I think the goalkeeper for Barnsley, if I'm not mistaken, he did that praise John Russell and in performances since him get back in the team. As I say, so again, you know. Some of the YouTubers them and the man them who observe and them not ask the right questions, you know, and Simon personally if you start with the man them ask some pushback questions. I get me, I say, Yeah, man. And next time they need to invite press conferences for them do it by Zoom again. And again, Simon Preston, next time they can do a press conference, give him a chance to ask a question. You can't be favorites in a press conference, Simon Preston. That may make you know. I'm moving on, people. Go to Mason Greenwood.
There are players, obviously, which you'll want to question. I've heard a lot of publicity about, and always around Mason Greenwood. I'm constant touch with Mason. The message is always the same. When the time is right, you've got to think that he's had a traumatic time the last 2 years in his contract. And he's been on loan, he's been here, he's been there, he's publicity. And I think he just wants to settle in at Marseille and enjoy his football, which he's doing. And he wants to join the Reggae Boyz. I know that every time I speak to him, I've no reason to doubt that. And the process goes on. I didn't expect it to be, once he missed the first camp, any of these camps. But I'm hoping by March time we'll have made progress on everything. As I say, our whole project and process is about World Cup qualification. And that's still, I know, in the horizon, but it's still something that we're thinking about now and planning for in the long term. So Mason, we'll keep an eye on and keep you posted.
Yeah, people, so I'm saying I'm going to keep us posted on Mason Greenwood. He spoke about the fact that he would have went through a traumatic experience in the last 2 years of his football career. He wants to sit in Marseille. He just arrived from Marseille, to be honest. Which month were they in? November? And he got Marseille in August. So really and truly, I don't think him fully settling as yet in terms of, acclimatizing himself to the culture and the people, different language. He just goes to Spain where them speak Spanish. He did enjoy his time in Spain. Now he is in France. And obviously they're on a permanent basis. So he's going to have a, good future at Marseille unless them decide to sell him. I think we did read a report with Deserbi. I'm not sure if the report is true, but Deserbi does say him 30. The report was saying that Deserbi 13 players to quit because they lose the game to that side. But people, I'm not like Deserbi. Man he's an extremist. I get me, I say very, very extreme. Not like one boat 9 man. But that's Italian money just for you guys. They can be very, very extreme. But yeah, that's the update on Mason Greenwood. So March, let's see what will happen in March with Mason Greenwood. Now let's move on to Rafael Morrison.
The other who has attracted publicity is Rafael Morrison. And I know he's finally back playing. He's had 4 games. His first 4 games for 18 months. So he's had no rhythm, no momentum, not training. But now he's training. He's playing in Dubai. He's had 4 games, scoring, assisting. And Ravel is someone I know well, work with him. My type of player. I love that type of player. And I think it's one that I never thought the first 3 camps that he would be involved, but we'll certainly after this camp be picking him up over the next couple of months and seeing how he's playing in Dubai, keeping an eye on him. So the door is never closed on anybody, and definitely not Ravel.
One second. Please come on. When we tell you last night, I want to tell you the night of the press conference. Big up yourself, Eddie. I know you see it too. YouTubers make the coach a pre-Ravel. No, we did well. Now, all the people want to diss up new media and cuss up new media and have one bag of things to say about new media. But before we went on this rampage over the past few weeks, no one was talking about Rafael Morrison. And you guys need to remember, people in and around Steve McClaren are very close to YouTube as well. Simon Preston is a YouTuber. Simon Preston watches majority of the YouTubers that are performing well. Manning's the manager of the team, and he is a YouTuber as well. And they watch our content. As you guys see, Manning's man calling a couple times on our show as well. So, bro, people are making whispers in them ears. And if you also if you remember good, when he spoke about Rafael Morrison, I think he made mention of a player that fans have been speaking about or asking about, or a player that has gained traction in recent weeks. So that just goes to tell you that because of the traction that YouTubers create around Rafael Morrison, make him even be remembered, right? And when he actually got a chance and took a look at it, the excuse that he gave, or not an excuse, the reason why he gave was that He only played 4 games. He's been out for 18 months. He only played 4 games. He scored 2 goals. They could give him some time. But definitely going forward, I will be tracking him, which is positive, right? At least we have something now we can say, all right, him then at the coach's radar, and the coach will definitely be tracking him because the coach say, yo, watch your style, yeah. I never did know about it before. I go start watching one bag of other things. You see me say, hey, man, big up the YouTuber them, bro. And believe it or not, the same thing can be said for Tariq Magee. Because Tariq Magee was quiet, silent. A whole lot of people in the body until one moment Tariq Magee just starts spark up. And all of a sudden Tariq Magee is selected. Ravel Morrison starts spark up in the media. And all of a sudden he is in and around the ears of the national team coach. So, brother, I want to give the YouTubers them dudes. You see me? Big up yourself.
CC Sam did the press conference. But whenever you CC asked the question though, but then got enough people did it, isn't it? But in terms of Ravel Morrison, yeah, that's what Steve McLaren had to say about Ravel. I think a Flavor Max or one of them did start bring up Ravel Morrison, isn't it? And then once one other YouTuber pick up on it, then everybody kind of start the video, and they made it, Ryan the video. I think Premier did the video about Ravel Morrison. Enough other people did start the video about Ravel Morrison, and then him get selected back in the national team, and him get selected, performed well against Nicaragua, was involved in both games. Honduras didn't have the best game, but enough players never have a good game. But I still feel like his selection is justified based off the first game against Nicaragua. Somebody say, yeah, that's right. The coach don't want to rush on Ravel. Caution is needed before calling a player like Ravel Morrison. Fair enough, Max City, isn't it? Moving on now, people. I could get to Isaac Hayden once again. This was a question from Jay Taylor from Sports Blim, and I think it was a good question as well.
But there are also concerns amongst fans that the player, I think he's in the reserve team at Newcastle, hasn't been really playing football, and some fans are questioning the player's commitment as far as to play for Jamaica. As you'll be aware that there was an interview out there where he stated his dream is to play for England even when his legs are not working. So for a lot of Jamaicans, that they would see that as, is he just here to rejuvenate his career and not necessarily here for the cause of getting Jamaica to the next level? Have you what's the temperature like with the player as far as his commitment? Is this just a thing where to help him get a club back, or he's really on board now to play for Jamaica? Thank you.
Yeah, he desperate to play for Jamaica. Desperate he was to get his passport from our first conversation. And he realizes that, yeah, look, he's in the reserves at Newcastle. He needs a club in January. This is as much about the March window and the summer window and the next World Cup window as it is this window, whether, he contributes, he plays, or he doesn't. It's as much getting him integrated into the Jamaican way of working that we work. He's really enthusiastic about that. And you're right. Every player needs a cause. Every player needs motivation. And his motivation is to get back playing at the level in which he was playing 3 or 4 years ago when he first went to Newcastle. That's his only thing. And to be able to commit to Jamaica and hopefully in January be able to commit to another club will only make him better. And we're helping him with that. And he's got to come here and he's got to help us achieve our goals as well. If he doesn't, then he won't come again.
Max City, easy, People, the man use a word, a crucial word, desperate. And again, Deacon and I will question when Isaac Hayden made it clear that he wanted to play for Jamaica. The timing of him wanting to play for Jamaica was essentially when he never really, he has a club in Newcastle, but he's not playing, he's not in around the first team. He's with the reserves, so he's not playing any competitive football. And we were saying that, listen, this man is showing up at a time where he's not playing any level of football at this moment in time. And is it the case where we're going to have a national team where we're selecting players where they're not really playing a brand of football for the national team? It sounds to me like we're trying to facilitate a move Isaac Hayden for putting him on a platform in these 2 games against USA. Him get some minutes, people can see him here and there. Maybe a club in the MLS or whatever the cases can even see him when him go over America. And you get massive people. So again, me not understand Steve McClaren and some of the things where him spew from his mouth, and again, he's not getting any pushback from some of these YouTubers and journalists within these press conferences. Trevor say Hayden washed up now, saying why use Jamaica to save him career. Max City say run up the likes, everyone. So press
Yeah, man, people just like a short little into break right. So guys, if you don't like the morning show, if you don't want to see, we'll do more morning shows because I really afternoon shows we do. Just smash the like button, get the likes up. 132 of you guys are on stream. So just go ahead and hit the like button. If you're new, the first time you see we subscribe, we not only do lives, we do pre-recorded videos. We do regular 10-minute videos. So if you can't stay for a full live, you can get a short little scope into our thoughts on different topics. And yeah, when we do lives, we just talk about whatever we did in those pre-recorded videos on a longer, over a longer period of time. So yeah, if you rate the content, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Welcome to the Gunners and Presser family. Just do the right thing. That's the best way to help the channel. Once you like the video, it gets to more people. The movement can get bigger. Once you subscribe, it makes you feel good about what we're doing. So yeah, man, just do the right thing. Big up.
In terms of the commentary from Shemar, I know the day of debate whether or not Maggie ready for international ball game. Him play against Nicaragua and play good, so I just feel like he must get back in a national team. One say, who cares? He wants to play. He's good enough to play. So be happy he's in the squad and move on. Well, I haven't seen Isaac Hayden in quite some time, so I can't go make the case that he's good enough to play. However, in terms of his talent levels, hopefully that can, matriculate to the international stage for Jamaica. But one, again, national teams. I think that national teams must have a standard. Again, enough of them people up on YouTube, them going at the press conferences. Well, not press conferences, them on them respective platforms. And people will watch them as well. And them say things like, oh, you can't select a man from the JFPL because you try to sell a ball ray. But here's a man who essentially doesn't have a club. He's trying to get a move in January, and we're putting him in the national team. And you hear from the coach that, whether I'm play or not or contribute, we want to get him in the program to kind of just make him, bro, select a man who already used to the program or play a level of football. I get me, I say, not come tell me about your select man and whether I'm contribute or not. Him just there for kind of, acclimatize himself to the people. I believe not them foolishness about money. As I say, one say if he has lost 20%, he's still better than any DM we have. Kind of agree to an extent. As I mean,
bro, the thing is, watch out. Forget about everything. I'm not gonna be biased in a brother. Forget about the reasons why I say I don't want Isaac Hayden. If those reasons were not here, same with somebody where like a Demarai agree. Whenever they do an interview, but him forward late, me would have take him and would have a problem with it. Why that one up still? I would accept him into the national team. I would have a problem with it. Because as we one say, if the man lose 20% time good, him still better than any defensive midfielder we have. Because we not known what defensive midfielder we have that we are playing right back in the mid, we cannot progress the ball, just play the ball sideways and backwards. So any player that has played at the national level, once them fit, then if that time natural position, then him get selected. It's that simple. He has played at the highest level. He has played against big teams. He has played, so he know what it is like to be in those games. And it's not like say that Kyle Butler belly him up on him. Him fit. You see me? You see the pictures that JFF posts. Him look like he has been up to the standard. So if that is the case, then him just have to play. Simple. Because we know nobody better. So once him fit and he's experienced, he's play at the highest level, him automatically make it in because we know nobody. And that is the only reason why I make it. We know nobody. No defensive midfielder in this country. But
CC, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, big up.
Yeah, man.
And I
What you have to say?
yeah, man, where are you, man?
No. Yeah, man. I was saying, we can understand what Dickon is saying at the press conference, bro. I mean, first hold up my hand, and about 20 people ask questions, and then me man say no more questions. I said, Jano. So me hold up my hand for.
Hey, so the next thing, CC, Simon Preston, cut out the 2 question bullshit. Big man thing, Simon. If I hear this, cut out the bullshit with the 2 question thing because You have to try to facilitate as many people. You see me I say, you ask one question and keep it pushing. Go on, CC.
Yeah, so me and right now, me and a pop off, bro. Too long me have it up. Yeah, man. I say, John will start. Because watch out. You see, I can tell people something. I think when it comes down to the selection of the squad, there is certain things that the coach needs to get sorted out. For example, you see if a player, you see if you pick, I am thinking that the fans are okay. Well, I consider it acceptable if you pick players that are in form and you lose. We can have other reasons because I just one of them thing there. The players are in form, but for some reasons you go out there and the game plan wasn't executed and we lost. But if you pick players that are not in form and players that are not playing and we go and lose, then that's a different ball game because automatically you're sending different type of signals. Why did you select this player? This player is not playing. Clearly, we didn't expect him to come and do anything. So the only outcome you left for yourself is to actually win. Because if you don't win, then it comes back down to why did you select this player? But if you won, if you lost and you selected players on form, then we would have attacked. Oh, the game plan didn't work. This could have been better. That player could have done this. You understand what I said, Dicanio? Because when players are on form and you pick them, that's a different argument. But when a player is not playing and that player is washing plate down at Newcastle, and you bring this player come here so now over a player that even said John Russell. But you're going to hear some people, you couldn't left out Aiden and pick John Russell because them have Tyree Maggie. So I think the problem I think a lot of persons have is not reconciling that if a player is not playing, separate and apart from them being some exceptional talent like Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo and those other players, then it's a different argument. Those players are on a different tier. So if some of those players are not playing for a period of time and a coach bring them in a them team, you can understand that's a different argument. But a player like Isaac Hayden is not, what would I say, an exceptional generational talent. He's a good player. So there's no
Yeah, and
argument
again,
between-
CC, I don't think nobody have a problem with Hayden being in the team. I don't have a problem. It's more so the coach, and you get me. I say nobody now. I feel like him just a get out with certain things. You see me? I say.
No, it's not a problem. It's not saying a problem being with Aiden in the team. No. It's a problem when you have a midfielder that's not playing and you left out a midfielder that is playing. That's
Well,
the
that
problem.
as well, you know. So,
That is the
so
problem,
two things. Him say you need to play for getting on the team, and then the
Yeah.
second thing is like, there's no justification as to why John Russell not getting on the team. I mean, Hayden getting on the team over John Russell, you know.
Because now you must say Aiden need a club and needs playing time and stuff. But you look at him. But listen, I can understand. To me, Aiden can play for England again. So even if you never picked him in this window, the fact that him get the documents already, we could have picked him next year. I was of the opinion that I would call it my Isaac Hayden next year. Not with the documents now, next year. If him get a club in January. And then we see him play football and then we call him. But not to
Read
see
the comment to
him-
CC. Max says, CC, stop the crap. Hayden not washing no plates. If your high school crush never want you in high school and then she wants you when you're out of high school, you still are going to take her one beat.
No, brother, listen, I now compare man and woman and all them things. But let me tell you something, Max City. You have to understand this concept, bro. The man is not playing football. None of you guys who are calling for the player have seen the player play. So that means that you are hypocritical in your take. None of them.
And just people counter the Max City comment there, brother. Enough girl you don't want beats in high school, brother. And by the time you're my age, yeah, said that girl them did want beats, them not up no more, brother. You see me? Them girl not up no more, so you need to look them way, dog. You're out, you're gone if them girl know, bro. So no, and that's not always the case, brother. Sometimes you grow up past that, bro. Sometimes the girl them not up no more. Isaac Hayden up no more, bro. You see me? So you know how good is so. But in this case, it would have been a situation like you can't find another girl, so you just have to just stick with the you see me? So yeah, bro, and that would have been a better analogy now. You just can't find nothing better right now, so you just have to work with that. Because you know, say as a man, you're highly right there. You see me? So yeah, I just one of them situations.
But see, a man I got asked and said, Dicanio, if Isaac Hayden better than all of the midfielder them. If he was better than all of the midfielder them we have, you have midfielder that we have that is playing in England. So why him not play? If he's better than a Joel Latibody, why is he not at a club playing? Why is he
I mean,
not
them
at
said
a
they
club
moved the
playing?
breakdown with QPR because I think this
No,
supposed
but
to go.
why breakdown? When I say he could have taken, listen, if you are better than all of the midfielders that we have, Casey Palmer play football, Joey Latibodira play football, John Russell play football, you're better than all of these players. How is it that you're not at a club playing right now? The argument can't make sense when the man try imply. They're using part. Me can't say Taxi Lawrence better than all of we fullback them we have. So that means I should carry Taxi Lawrence back in the side. I don't see no fullback where we have. Greg Lane better than Taxi Lawrence. As at least he has not performed better than Taxi Lawrence when Taxi play for Jamaica. So does this argument now mean, oh, you're good in the past, so that means you're going to be good in the future? You're as good as when
Yeah, and that's the question mark with Isaac Hayden. You know, we can look at past videos of Hayden and we can say that him look good, but due to the facts, I mean, the last time he played was last season, but we're talking about this new season now. There's no proof as to him playing recently where we can look at and say, is he still at that level?
Hayden, which is something me I go rarely do. For defend Hayden. Come on, dog. If you the last time you play was May and you're just 29, you're not gonna fall off that much if you didn't do that train. Like, come on, Mason Greenwood was out for 18 months and him fought back firing, and all he did do a training, he did a play in a competitive reserves game.
No, but
the man just out for 2 to 3 months so far. And
the man they do a surgery. Mason Greenwood never do no surgery.
Him do a surgery in the summer. Isaac Hayden do a surgery after him left us.
Him did do a surgery because him they have a, no, not the main man. Him did do a surgery when him come before him go back. I think a QPR, but him do a surgery.
No, but after QPR me attack. Zine, so if that before him go QPR, him play for QPR during January until May when the season end.
Yeah.
April or May, yeah, when the season end. Now I'm saying May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Between 5 to 6 months. That period. A man quality and level now will drop that much. Unless him just get one beer belly on him. Zine? Like unless him get like a Havertz when Havertz see him Havertz. When me Hazard he just get fat and could keep up. Zine? And yeah, but in quality, a man quality now will drop. So as well the man them say one and couple man I say, yo, he was West Bram's best player last season. Zine? So if he was gonna leave, yeah, QPR. If you not just leave from QPR best player to just becoming crap. You see me? So I don't really think that once he's fit, he's going to come and flop. And I don't want to see him flop because him I go play, him I go start both matches. However, if him flop, eruption, I mean I make 20 million video this him up.
But you see what me I say now, that is the problem. If he was playing and he flopped, you probably would not have the same reaction.
By the way, CC, but just look it up. As our Marlon Nelson says, well, the surgery was 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I say if he was playing and he wasn't, and he didn't, and he flopped, you probably would not have the same reaction as if he is not playing and he can flop. That you know. So to me, the coach even has set up the player them because you have set up the player them against the fans and the fans against the player, because when a player is not playing and you bring him come and he flop in the eyes of the fans, then that's where.
But McLaren did admit though, right? He did admit to that it's a risk reward. And he did say that the real main aim is World Cup qualification. Because the next game is going to be June or July 6th or 10th, one of them. So not that he's not taking the competition serious, but if you want to take any risk to sort out anything and tweak anything, now is the time to take that risk and see what happens. Instead of do it when the qualification come around, which is what he has been hired to do, right? So at the end of the day, sometimes it's a tough decision as a coach. And again, my problem is not with Isaac Hayden, because him I go play, him I go start, and the fact that him I go make him debut starting just proves to show shit our midfielders are defensive wise. We're not a defensive midfielder. But is a risk where you have to take. I really John Russell they have to defend, bro. I'm not stop saying John Russell.
No, listen, I'm willing to take the risk with Hayden because I see the quality of the player and what him can provide, right? So I'm not question, him not playing any games since recently. It was more so me saying, Steve McClaren saying one and that you need to play games to get selected, but yet still they have a man in John Russell where enough people did want to see, me did want to see.
But that applies to some players, because them aren't playing football.
No, but you have credit at the bank. No, but the thing is, hold on, you have credit. No, Demarai, I agree. Whether we like it or not, he has credit in the bank. And you have some players. Hold on, no, you're not telling me that. You'll have some players who, despite them not playing for them club, and despite them not being on form, them still get selected for the national team. Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire. I remember that. Harry Maguire.
Credit in the bank. Don't tell me what, bro. I want you have this conversation about credit in the bank and you bash it. I say unfarmed players need to get. So why you tell me no? Say why all of a sudden crediting the bank is so important to you when back then, just a couple weeks ago, it was.
Maybe it's a different person that I don't know about
that. Yeah, people,
I think with the defender them though, you have 9 defenders. I think they could have left Evan Gray. I'm not really. I'm not.
No man, you're madman, CC.
I'm not impressed by him, man. I'm not impressed.
CC, stop your foolishness, man.
Personally, you alone rate Evan Gray, brother.
I'm not impressed.
People,
by him,
it's not about me rating Evan Gray.
Look here. Let me show you why it makes sense, person. Let me show you. Which position Latibody play for him club?
Right back.
All right. Which position is Dexter Lembikissa's Jamaica? Because he has been playing in the midfield for us. Dexter Lembikissa has been proven, he's shown with both coaches that he's Jamaica's number 1 right back. Yes or no? Whether you want to believe it or not.
No, yes.
All right. So, based on that logic and based on what we know is a fact, that Latibody plays right back for his club, but because he needs to play midfield for Jamaica, Dexter Lembikissa has been our number 1 right back. Now that we have Isaac Hayden that is going to start football matches in that 6, that means Latibody is not going to be in that 6 anymore, which means he will be your first choice right back. Maybe.
So let me ask a question. So when you take out Latibody,
Dexter Lembikissa will go down the pecking order to be your second choice left back. So when that left Evan Gray, I need Evan Gray no more.
So when you take Latibody out of the midfield, so answer this question. When you take Latibody out of the midfield, because you're not the biggest fan of Cara Anderson. So when you take Latibody out of the midfield, who you playing at the midfield? Damian Lowe?
It's a straight swap, what you mean? It's a straight swap.
So if Damian Lowe in at the midfield.
Not Damian Lowe.
Are you dumb? Listen, it's a straight swap.
No, but you play Isaac Hayden and who in at the midfield?
What? What you mean? Casey Palmer? What is up with the brain?
So hold on. So you're telling me you'd are willing to play Latibody as right back. Take out Evan Gray. You play Isaac Hayden and Casey Palmer in the double pivot. And who you play as the number 10? And who you play as the number 10? Who you play as the number 10?
So who you that play at the number 10? You have Maggie there we start the last game. Bobby Reed is out. So what you have to do? What you
realize you're a real madman.
What would you do? You'd have play Latibody.
Yeah, CC then I see him both.
Listen to me. You'd have play Latibody and Hayden in our midfield with.
Yeah, CC then I see him both because we've never seen Latibody.
Hold on, listen to me now. What would you do then? Would you play Latibody and Hayden 2 6s with Casey Palmer at home?
Bro, me play Casey Palmer as number 10.
And where would I play 8? Remember say a 4-3-3 we play with an 8 and a 10 and a 6. So who you have put out there to play 8 and play box to box? Say then, Latibody here.
When I the last game we played 4-3-3.
Brother, last 3 games I've been playing 4-3-3.
So
a box to box rule. Casey Palmer not pick up
the last 3 games we play 4-3-3.
Brother,
the last 4 games we play 4-3-3.
Have you watched your match? Casey Palmer has been playing box to box. If you're there in the stadium, you see it. He has not been playing flat with Latibody. And even the coach said himself that he has been advancing. Latibody give him that platform to advance.
Yeah,
so
man, it's a
6-10 system, which is 4-3-3.
When we play Grim, when we not play under Grim, we not play 6-6.
Exactly. It's a 6-8-10 system.
No, man.
We not play double pivot under C McLaren. It might show you that on the apps, but in the game, Casey Palmer has been playing progressive. He has been playing as a box crasher, as an 8.
Man, even when Bobby Reed nice side, Casey play 10
exactly.
and Bobby play 8.
And Bobby Reed is playing more of that 10 in our way.
Yeah, man.
When we are defending, you might see Casey Palmer drop beside Lati.
A 6-8-10 system, man.
Exactly. You know, see Bobby Reed a whole lot unless really a chase a game.
So you see how me know say nonsense. So no willing to play Hayden and Casey Palmer. You make Palmer advance more and you trust Isaac Hayden. We're not playing a brand of football right now to hold up at the position by himself.
System, it's just a straight swap.
No, but
yeah, so let's do that against USA.
Hold on, press, I'm going to show you something.
In this system, who you that playing at the 8?
Let's do it against USA. Simple.
No, but this
No,
is the
just in this system. Based off what we've seen the coach select so far, that we have to work off of.
Yeah,
We
because
can't work off our
the coach left John Russell out, who would have been the number 8, and Casey Palmer the number
So
10.
so
the coach
the game when I use fit talk about we play 4-3-3 was the Honduras game, right?
Every game so far since Steve
So
McClaren
the game against Nicaragua,
Yeah.
when him play Cara understand Joe Latibodier and him put on Mason Woget and him playing at the double pivot with Latibodier. Oh, that good.
What you mean, brother? That is when we are defend a game. That is different. Mason will get command in the second half.
No, come on, Cara Anderson, come on.
We are talking about. No, Cara Anderson started.
What
Mason will get command in the last minute, and then we switch to a double pivot. Because you are defend. See, but at home so far we have not seen Steve McClaren as the type to really be a Hallgrims and just sit down deep. He want to hold on the ball, and in his press conference, he made mention of the fact that we need to protect this ball well. We need to keep this ball well. You have a little bit off of what you see.
Brother, unless me don't know football, I 4-2-3 and I see on the TV when I watch a game, so I not say Casey Palmer advance, but
bro, in defensive positions, we have been playing 4-4-2 when we're off the ball. Once we're on the ball, we do not play with flat midfielders. But when they on the ball, a lot of people there alone see that midfield now. And Casey Palmer step up, Bobby Reed step up, and everybody in that field must say, who are come for collect the ball? Because we don't play the double pivot in possession. We do not. And that is the reason why Isaac Hayden would suit perfectly in that, because he's capable of taking the ball off.
So you trust Isaac Hayden?
He's capable of taking the ball off of the centre box, turning and finding the 8 or the 10 in the man system. Now, if him choose to switch up in the system on the ball against United States, okay, then he can play a Latibodier and a Hayden and put Casey Palmer at the 10. Nothing is wrong with that. But I am talking about based on the system that we have seen him play since him a coach Jamaica. It has not been a double pivot system. That's the reason why Latibodier always looks so lonely in our midfield. Casey Palmer has always been stepping up since the man forward. When we're defending it, we look like a double pivot. See? But when we attack it, it's not a double pivot. Both our midfielders then step up and left Lati alone in the midfield. So when we're attacking, it is a 4-3-3. You see me? When we are defending, it's a 4-4-2, which most systems or most coaches do. Once you play 4 at the back, when you are defending, it's a 4-4-2. But when you attack, it's something completely different. We don't play a double pivot. Which positions? We all need some weight name. At home, go on fat map right now and try to see if you can pull up Casey Palmer heat map. Because I'm sure you're not going to see him play as a 6 or as a double pivot on that heat map. In any of our home games, he has been playing more supporting the winger. Pull up the heat map.
CC, you have no final thought, CC?
No, prove me wrong, because he's a man you love to prove people wrong. So prove me wrong. Pull up the heat map right now. Because you know the line me and tell. Pull up the heat map right now.
Well, we have a final part. As I said, still, it's so in a way where he end up carrying so much defender, and he could have left the extra center right back and bring in the midfielder. Because right now we're short in the midfield. But guess what? We're going to see where we're coming, because something will come and something will go. November 14th. So big up on yourself still.
Yeah, man, up. You know I pull it up, so I pull it up. Because I move like say I cook it in the Jamaica. Over.
Pull up what Batman.
Brother, pull up it thing on Batman.
Mask City said they should have played a closed door, maybe against a JPL team, to test out the midfield chemistry. One say Hayden is competent, he's not great on the ball though. I disagree, he's great on the ball for me. His positioning and tackling are his strengths. He's just competent on the ball. But we get pressed. I can't see him doing too well. One feel like I comment all over the place. I think about one comment. Yeah?
When anybody else would call me, I mean say try to find a heat map for the game.
Could have combined 11. Well, not combined 11, starting 11.
I could have started.
Well, I disagree with the CC comment about leaving Tavon Gray.
Brother, the man is going to be a waste, brother. Realistically.
I feel like I just bad man.
Oh, is it bad man? I'm not a problem against the youth. But
you never prison that game when you play good.
We did a call for Tavon Gray. That was CC's point. My point was Cara Anderson out, John Russell in. I don't really have a problem if they want to bring much defenders, whatever. I just feel like me talk about which midfielder supposed to be out for John Russell in because he is a midfielder. So I'm not going to take out a defender for putting in. At that position me I work with, midfield. So if me want John Russell in, then me have to look and tell you which midfielder me want to come out for putting in. And I saw me look on it. Isn't it? And for me, him deserve it over Karen Anderson.
I'm gonna disagree still. You know, Russell play good. Tevon Gray play good against Nicaragua, so I feel like him selection justified. If anything, he could have left Richard King. Get me? I say.
That can make sense.
Yes, I'm gonna left Richard King back home.
I could
try to find the way out to find, but we can't find it.
We can't find
it. Yes, I say. Let me take some comment sections.
Pull up about the squad. Me take the comments. Pull up about the squad. Hayden is competent. You read that already. He's competent on the ball, not great on the ball. Yeah, well, competent on the ball is an upgrade on Latibon here. So, yeah. We have different ideas of what great means. Can someone give me a starting level? All right, I could just go through one starting level. Persa, you go first.
When I'm not trying to find some, you know. All right, for me, I'm gonna go with 4-2-3-1. My starting level consists of just say Andre Blake, goalkeeper. So Andre Blake, goalkeeper for me. I got Tevon Gray, if him in our system. I'm gonna go Tevon Gray based on merit people. So what am I say? Pinaka go out. That them I say, don't look on you.
That me here. But still put Pinaka in my side until them confirm. Big up yourself, Mari. Make him know say Tevon Gray no good na dog up. Yo, you alone with Tevon Gray no. I don't know if you're related to him or something like 28 broad like a what. Gray already brother. You want to start Tevon Gray over Lembikisa them. As simple as you want to focus Lembikisa, them man you get beat 1v1, you know. Which one of them match you can say the man have a poor defensive display, which is the bare minimum as a wing back? None. When anybody want to face up Dexter Lembikisa, them no beat him. And I've seen Tevon Gray get beaten and turned. So based off that alone, don't come tell me about Tevon Gray, brother. And no man can beat my right back. Name one winger will beat Dexter Lembikisa. One. You can't tell me. Because the man they firm in a 1v1 battle here. One way you tell me, say, brother. And he made the Concacaf Nations League team, Eagle Republic, because he was playing against Nicaragua. Nothing is wrong with that. But they're only going to grade you off the team that you played against. And he played okay against Nicaragua. Do you think he would have the same game at home when we went to play Honduras? I don't think so. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why the coach preferred Dexter Lembikisa in the bigger and better game. Tevon Gray was playing at his level and he showed his quality against Nicaragua. That means he can perform against the big man them like USA and Honduras and Mexico them. Levels to this, bro. Wanna forget when bombard Dexter Lembikisa them set some hooks and cut in and slam bam boy. I'm a tuna dog. Don't feel like you know what this Lembi in a youth. Wicked man them man the youth. Talk while you go through your 11, bro.
Yeah, people. So far, you know, this would have been my starting 11 so far. Oh, this funny screen. Hayden.
Lati.
Yeah, someone put Isaac Hayden. Oh, the funny screen. Lati, here.
Yeah, brother.
I'm not see it.
Stop sharing. But just take some comments while him fix that.
You come off screen?
No, it not come off. Stop share and start back again. Let me be straight.
Right,
Pick up yourself, Ryan Graham. Grain already still. Wait, bro. But now I got this him, but him not better than Lembikisa, bro. Because Pressa keep on want to push this Grain narrative like I'm family, brother. I feel I'm family, man. Because everybody else has see it and I'm alone as I say Gray better. Wade Brown say Lembikisa.
You never said the man better than Lembikisa.
Brother, You've been a try push feet, so obviously you're feeling better, or him go perform better. Why you push for it then if you don't feel him go perform better? Wade Brown, Lembikisa, God. Soccer Youth 55. We cannot trust MLS players and USL players when they play against USA. I believe they sell out the thing to keep. Well, we don't go so far still, but Dave and Gray them, it's not at the level, bro. We've seen what Dexter Lembikisa does at this level. Big players step up in big games. And when we play these big teams, Dexter Lembikisa has been our standout performer majority of the time. So give the youth some confidence and breathe that confidence in the youth. We are fought to support the dog. Grandson me are there to Eddie if you still a watch. So we are link up. You see me, bro. We now give them a big side we are playing. We now spend the bleachers money for them big game, brother. Spend my $6 and touch on the grandstand, bro. No jokes. 1-1. Limp Biscuit at right back. But big up yourself. Get a for 455. Jim. Gray could have stay home and bring Russell. See how only people have said that.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna switch out this.
Bro, just name your 11, dog.
Alright, so I can't find Isaac Hayden. I'll go on.
Baby Diamond just pop up like you're blind in the youth. Done.
Alright.
Man said them a play for US citizenship. John, no, dog. John, no. You them must have them citizenship if them a play this so long, dog. They must can get it. Blake not get film citizenship run a year or two ago. Yeah, man, him naturalize and thing. Dual citizenship him have. Him get it what year? A couple of years ago, if not a year ago. Remember, Gray used to play for use. Real. You see me? Jermaine Johnson. Pinnock is not here. Pinnock is not here. Is. Correct himself. Is not there. John, no, dog. If Pinnock not there, I'm afraid, bro. Honestly. Because Damian Lowe and Dishan Bernard, the two of them are cooked, you know. You need a leader, dog. In a match like this, you don't want Hector. Brother, you can't have two cooked around the back. You have to have somebody with calm, dog. Dishan Bernard is a brilliant centre back with him lose concentration sometimes. And you can't have two centre back with lapse in concentration like that to me, dog. It's just a cause for disaster, dog.
Yo, I can't find someone Nicholson, brother. On the back side of going. Yo, people, this is my starting level, you know.
Yeah.
My starting level, this pressure starting level, because come like them not have Nicholson in our system. None of them have Nicholson in our system. But anyways, so Andre Blake in goal, Tape on Grass right back, Damian Lowe. Are Damian Lowe this one screen? I'm so different. Oh, so Damian Lowe, Pinnock. People, I put Pinnock in because me not get no solid confirmation that he will be out. You get me? I say, Amari Bell as left back, midfield, Joel Latibodier, and Isaac Hayden, Casey Palmer as number 10, Leon Bailey off the right hand side. Left hand side, Mr. Ronaldo C for Demarai and Sherman Nicholson as the number 9. Michael Antonio is suspended for this game, the first game at least.
Mm-hmm.
So where your side consists of?
Yeah, bro. So you don't
know. Yeah, Wade Brown. What kind of madness you talk bad man, but you're the king of a Damian Lowe, brother. Judge you.
Brother, all me I say is the whole of them are crooked, dog. We not no calm center back in this car. If you look for Holgate, be a foolish them man they do in our last match, bro. We never have a problem with him on the ball, but defensive wise, boy, brother, be a crooked we have in our back line, bro. No jokes. The man them head laps for no apparent reason sometime, brother. And if Pinnock out, boy, me a fret already, bro. Right now, I feel like my $6,000 burn up already because the last time I buy my grandson ticket.
Yo, people, I'm not getting no confirmation say Pinnock out. I'm not seeing no article or nothing.
So, exactly Wade Brown. Like, I was a centre back, dog. And me was the hottest centre back and I did have Jamil where did come with me. You see me? And I'm not going to say I did make rash decisions, but I was very expressive and the coach did allow me. Me I play centre back and morally we see me pop up in a midfield. If I see all a gap in the next team backline, I left my position and make a run for them find me. But they have the kind of ratings in our team for do certain things like that. So my head did just act and just, I did mad when me I play ball in our ways. You know, I just take opportunity in certain ways. Where a whole lot of coaches might not like, but some coaches will like. You see me? And you just can't have two madman.
So, where you starting living, you know?
It not go work out, bro. So, watch your style here. You have Andre Blake, Damian Lowe, Ethan Pinnock / Nishan Bernard, depending on the availability of Pinnock. Amar Bell is back, which a whole lot of people not talk about, but it is going to be very, very good. It can help us with our system. If we need to switch to even our back three in game, that can really help us because he can play left centre back and it can be an easy switch over. Don't leave out the back three. Maybe that's the reason why I'm called so much centre backs. We might even play a back three. You never know. You see me? So I could keep Amari Bell on the left back. Me I go with where you say. Right back, Dexter Lembikisa. If Bobby Reid was here, then I think Bobby Reid would have played Latibody at right back and Bobby Reid in the midfield. However, Bobby Reid is not here. I hope his wife have a safe delivery. So I'm gonna go Isaac Hayden and Latibody here with Casey Palmer in the midfield. Leon Bailey, Demarai.
Yo,
yeah,
Eagle.
Leon Bailey, Demarai.
Me and some old get I lead that bus screw, brother. The man they out for man carry with some attack them.
Yeah, the man them a cokehead, bro. So yeah, Bailey, Boza, and Demarai Gray out. We need someone big from them two players there. I think the integration of Bailey and Bell and those diagonal sides will be very, 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 very impactful on the back line. I think Bell would be that calm head, somebody will just try to lead whoever are gonna be playing beside him on the left side, for just tell him to remain calm and keep it going. So yeah, bro. Leo say I miss players as well. I'm gonna see Tyler Adams, I'm gonna see a couple players, Balagan today. So we can make use and make opportunity of it. We just need to make it a hostile ground. Tell every USA player to go, so hey.
I'm get a 4-5 say. Film starting 11 consists of Blake, King, Lowe, Bell, Dexter, Joel, Casey Palmer, Hayden, Bailey, Cephas, Boza. Yeah, we can agree with that except Richard King. People who play
yeah, but Monster, let me tell you, Monster. Let me tell you why I have to pick Palmer over Maggie. Because Maggie got that chance against Honduras and he never performed. So his selection into the national team is merited. Like into the squad is merited because he had a brilliant game and he was impactful against Nicaragua. But that again is where the levels come in. Not because and it shows with Maggie. Maggie had a brilliant game against Nicaragua, but he couldn't quite cut it against Honduras. And the same thing could go for Tavon Gray, which I wouldn't even say had a brilliant game. He just had an okay game. That means that you can cut it against Honduras. And USA is a bigger opponent. So the coach have to work with experience. If he starts Maggie, I would be happy. But I just think coach is going to go for experience in this situation. I don't think Maggie did or performed well enough against Honduras for the coach a scratching head. And I said, Bomba, Maggie performed against Nicaragua and performed against Honduras. Should I start him? I don't think he performed well over those two games. For say or so the coach will go for experience, and Bobby Reid being out affects the other selections because I really feel if Bobby Reid was there, we would have played Casey Palmer, Hayden, and Bobby Reid and play Latibody at right back. That is Jamaica's strongest team. But with Bobby Reid being out, him have to go make sure so the midfield shore up. So him have to play Holgate, him have to play Latibody here. Not Holgate, what name? Hayden. And don't forget, Hayden is not just a robust defensive midfielder. I'm good on the ball. He can carry the ball as well. He can drive. He's not the most creative player. But if you give the man a ball and give the man space and time, he might go make an incisive pass and hurt you. That's what quality players do. And we can see that from defensive midfield players as well. So it's not like he's a scrub, right? He can make a hurtful pass from deep and to hurt the opponent. So hopefully we can pick moments well. I don't expect and I don't want Jamaica to go out there and go gun-ho, try to win the game by all-out attack. It now go work. USA are going to really pin me on the counter. So we just need to be smart, use the dark arts, try to use the height that we now have in the team, try to get a set piece so we can buck out the mesh something and just build. You see me? But we cannot concede early. We need to make sure that we're still in this game. And yeah, that we can do it, bro. No jokes.
I mean, listen, the game against USA, when we played Canada at home, we did create chances against them. Bailey never take him chances. You know, we understand that Jamaica not create enough chances. However, the few that fall to us, we have to make use of it. You get me? I say, especially seeing that you'll have a big turnout for that game. And you know, the player them kind of have to pay back the fans, and that's by only scoring goals. So even if Jamaica draw to USA 1-1 and we score a goal, I think no fans would happy with that, seeing that it's a quality team. You get me? I say, one say yes, if he has time, he can play ball, just not the best fit to turn out of trouble. That's the difference between great players and good players. I mean, but I watched some video I heard in recently, a couple weeks ago, and really good player. Get me? I say, Wade Brown said,
we have around 10 minutes left in our show. Because I have work 9 o'clock. I want to get myself ready up. So
Wade Brown said, Maggie had the best passer in a sense in the midfield, also with his creativity and him ball retention good. I mean, you can say that, you know, but then again, you know, as they can always say, like, that's against certain opponents. You get me? I say, against USA, it's a much better team. And I mean, I think Maggie can start that game there. I think he can come on as a substitute, but you know, I think Eagle Republic does Bell did play 45 minutes in our last game. I mean, he's just coming back from injury, so you know, you kind of just like put back a player in, so you kind of still have precautions surrounding them. You just feed them minutes here and there, isn't it? Especially depending on the type of injury. One facing Pulisic is a different ball game, and to be fair, no one the last time we played against Pulisic, I don't feel like Pulisic did. I don't think he did all that against me.
And the thing is, Pulisic hurts more centrally than he does wide. So the battle is going to be not really against the wingers or the wing backs. It's going to be against those midfielders and centre backs relating to Pulisic. He hurts directly through the middle, even though he's a winger. Him and one of them winger there, we are going to take the ball while I take on a man, get something and them little thing there. He can do it, but that's another type of game where he like to play. He likes to link up right in and around that main striker. He likes to penetrate centrally. You see me?
And if you look on him couple games from Milan and the goals him scoring, the assists him get is through coming through that central area. Get me? I say?
Yeah, bro. So it's really about that midfield. It's really the midfield and the back line. That partnership we are going to nullify Pulisic. It's not going to be the wing backs. So I don't think the wing backs are going to have a hard time dealing with Pulisic. It's really going to be what those central players do to nullify him.
But once again, people, this is the squad, the 23-man squad. Goalkeepers, Andre Blake, Jamal Lewitt, Shaquan Davis. Defenders consist of Lemby Kisa, Tavon Gray, Damian Lowe, Mason Holgate, Ethan Pinnock, Richard King, Deshaun Bernard, Amari Bell, Greg Lee. Midfielders consist of Lati Bodier, Isaac Hayden, Karai Anderson, Casey Palmer, Tariq McGee. Forwards, Leon Bailey, Kahim Dixon, Shamar Nicholson, Romario Williams, Demarai Gray, Ronaldo Cephas, and Mikel Antonio. And in terms of this show, people are from weekend we're supposed to do the show. So I don't know if I saw or go the regular. You get me? I say I just that we did supposed to get it done from the weekend, so we decided to we could just do it today. But we kind of reach the end of it, people. However, people still have the start of the week. And this start of the week. Alright, so people, the start of the week was to none other than the man himself, Johnny Russell. Get me? I say, people, yo, Steve McLaren, I hope you watch this now. You get me? I say, John Russell, Steve McLaren, you have to go take a look about the man if I read you have to go take a look at him in the future. I never take a look at him in the past couple games, them bad man. John Russell, people, yeah, man, they're bouncing at top of place in the last 4 games, you know. Khadija Shah is an honorable mention as well.
Player of the month. You see me? In the same league where Karai Anderson play now, him get player of the month. Star-stud performances. But yet still
Anderson getting a player of the month. You see me? So Coach McLaren, you need to fix up, brother. You need to fix up. And Simon Preston, stop allow 2 questions, man. Try to facilitate as much people as you can. This 2 question thing, but 2 per question. Bullshit. You see me? I say?
Oh, and one more thing as well. People, like the video. Get the video to as much likes as possible. We have 100 odd of you guys on the stream right now. Just go ahead and like the video, please. Get up the likes. If you haven't liked the video as yet, hit that like button. It's that white button that you're seeing. Hit that like button. You see me? And subscribe so you can get more content. You can be notified when we post videos. we not only do lives if you're new here, we do regular videos, 10-minute videos. So if you can't stay for a long live or watch a long live, we break down stuff and share our thoughts in 10 to 15-minute videos. So you can get that on the go and go about your business. I know say a whole lot of other YouTubers there in the space and they can't watch live every single YouTuber. So we give you guys both sides. If you want to be here for the live and if you want to watch a short video, we can help you do that. So yeah, man, big up on yourself. Hit the like button before we leave if you haven't as yet. And yeah, man, respect. Big up yourself. Wicked, man.
Oh, that Cygnus Media. Big up yourself. But yeah, man, people, reach the end of it. Jamaica plays the USA Thursday, National Stadium, 8 p.m. game. So, hoping for a win. Definitely, I go pray to my God. If you man them live at Jamaica, we live up at St. Mary and St. Thomas. You know the ships already. We don't know who we visit. See me, I say. And to the man them work at hotel where US men's national team, I go see you. You know if you do already. See me? Just when you cookie food, just that look thing and make them run their belly. See me? I say, I don't want to see God. But anyway, people, reach the end of the show. Let me give you guys the outro.